receiving us this afternoon, the newly constituted or the reconstituted Governing Council of GIMPA. And we are so grateful that you find some time this afternoon to receive us. Now, there are two things that we want to do here. To introduce, first of all, our new rector, who sits on my right-hand side, is Samuel Kwaku Bonsu, a professor of marketing and purposeful business. Now, Kwaku Bonsu has been with GIMPA for over 10 years. So, in our history of 60 years, and GIMPA is 60 now, in our history of 60 years, for the first time, your council has been able to appoint a rector who, if I may say so, is a homegrown candidate. He knows the problems of the institute. He's been working hard for the past 10 years. And frankly, this council is happy and is proud that it's been possible to appoint a new rector who knows the problems of GIMPA and has been with GIMPA for over 10 years. Now, next to the rector is a government nominee, Professor Olivia Ankutede. She's an academic, a government nominee. Then the third one is a well-known personality, Dr. Ampadu Fofie, who chairs the Public Services Commission. And lastly, we have the Director General, Professor Mohammed Salifu, who looks after the newly established Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. There is a sixth delegate, Stephen Asamoah Boating of SIGA. He just called me as I was getting ready. I think he's held up in Kumasi, politicking. He has problems with airlines. He would have been here an hour ago, but I'm sure the plane has failed him. So we are here to present our rector and to assure the president, as the president being, frankly, the head of GIMPA. GIMPA, as an administrative college, frankly, we serve the president. We'll report to the president through the minister. We are grateful to receive that. Now, if I may move on quickly, Mr. President, with your permission, to deal with a matter of concern to the council. GIMPA has been and still is a self-financing public university. We meet all our capital outlays. We meet all our administrative costs. Over the years, 60 years, if you look at the record, some effort had been made to expand the institution. Now, your own council, since 2017, since you made me chairman of the council, we've tried hard to expand our facilities, infrastructure facilities. We've tried hard to expand our lecture rooms. We don't have any library to talk about. As for hostel, we have none. When I talk to friends about GIMPA, and I tell them that GIMPA is a day school, their jaws drop, because everybody had thought that GIMPA is a boarding school like Lagos. It isn't. We don't have a single hostel. The problem is that because we don't have lecture rooms, seminar rooms, because we don't have hostels and so on, we don't have a library. Frankly, Mr. President, we are handicapped as a higher education institution. Now, if we had hostels, for example, we could attract students from all over the country, from Tumu, to wherever. And then we could also deal with our ECOWAS people. ECOWAS, we organize courses for them, but because of accommodation, they can't send many graduate students. Then, of course, the question of library. Every higher education institution must have a well-equipped library. Now, I have taken the liberty over the years, the past 3-4 years, to be talking quietly to get fund authorities. And the thinking is that if the president were minded to designate construction of infrastructure project as a get fund special assistance to us, then maybe within 24 months, certainly before the next 3 years, we would have some of these things. So to put it just in a test sentence, our appeal now, since we have the opportunity, our appeal is to request that special consideration is given to GIMPA in terms of infrastructure. That is to say, provide us with lecture rooms, seminar rooms, hostels, and then a library. Now, you see, we don't have those of us who are conversant with university education, where you have hostels and so on, halls of residence. We don't have that bonding between students and their lecturers, between students themselves. And as I was telling some professors the other day, they behave like mercenaries. Mercenaries because you come give a lecture, you finish and you go. You mark your scripts, you give them to the registrar and you go. You don't communicate with your students. You don't even communicate among yourselves as dons. And therefore, there's hardly any argument, there's hardly any discussion. And how do we then,
to Jubilee House, the seat of our country's presidency, tell you that this is refreshing news that Mr. Chairperson, you have brought us. Congratulate all your members on their election or appointment to the governing council, and in particular, the new rector. You are most welcome. Congratulations. And as a homegrown product, you are in the form of a guinea pig. You will determine whether in future people should come from the institution or come from outside. Yeah. We wish you luck. The demands before me for support for the building of a hostel, for the building of a library, and the lecture rooms. And these are standard requests when it comes to tertiary institutions. But to the extent that for a long time you've been self-sufficient and not been a burden on the public exchequer, it comes with its own complications. But definitely, the work you're doing is extremely important for the public service, for the nation. So we're required to give it very serious consideration. The finance minister will be informed about this request, and then we'll engage and see to what extent there'll be a meeting of minds about providing the support that you are seeking. So you can count on us to take this matter forward. I'm excited about the idea of the publication. I think that current and contemporary publications of materials of a public nature, such as you're doing, can only enhance the quality of our national discourse. and there will be places which act as some sort of reference material for people to access. Is a very constructive and progressive contribution to the development of a serious ideas-based national discourse. Unfortunately, too much of our national discourse is not so influenced. So I think you've come at the right time, and you'll be filling a gap that desperately needs to be filled. So let me congratulate you on the idea. And hopefully, it will not be a 9-day wonder, that it will be a systematic output that will come from GIMPA. And all of us will be the beneficiaries of it. So the Secretary will keep you informed about the efforts that we're making about the money. I want to take the opportunity again to congratulate you all, to thank you for the work that you're doing, to wish you the very best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for coming. The professor, Olivia Tiddy, is a lawyer who was nurtured in my chambers. So